Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to another edition of 3 Men and a Vape Show! We're on time as well, which is pretty good, but I feel like I'm being a bit jerky on screen, I don't know why. Must be the potato internet that's happening.
They're going to take us off the air if you keep saying that.
What, that I'm jerking off?
Jerking, yeah.
Yeah, but you can't see it, mate. I've got an hands-free kit. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the wonderful co-hosts, which are the wonderful Simon Coyley, Captain Coyley, and the wonderful Salford Vapor. Well, Salford, it's been a week. What have we been up to, brother?
Managed to get a couple of reviews out.
Yes, I did see.
And a vlog.
Yeah.
And a live show. Hey, I'm doing really well.
It's amazing what you can do when you've got a computer.
And I didn't kill it either.
Time yet, Salford, this time yet.
Hey, now then. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
No, so, yeah, I've managed to get a few things out. That's really good for me. Really good for me. All I've got to do is get my ass in gear and get a few more things out.
Missus.
And Simon, it's been a week, brother. What have you been up to?
It has. I had working most of Easter weekend, had Sunday off, took the dogs for a walk, and ate. I even only ate a tiny little bag of mini eggs. Not mini eggs, cream eggs. That was all I've had. I've got 3 big Easter eggs that I've not even started yet. So,
I've not even had any.
Have you not?
No, not one. We've got absolutely loads of them as well. As you know, with kids, we've got my brother, my sister, Louise's sister, mum, dad, my dad. They just get absolutely loads of them.
Yeah.
Sign it to Simon's normal size Easter eggs, isn't it, for everybody else?
Oh, they're at it already. I don't even have to say no. If we are a little bit jerky, I'm a little bit sorry about this. I don't know if it's YouTube or what it is. It might be just my end that I'm looking at me there and it's jerking, but I might not be to you a lot. But hey ho, we'll get on with the show. Look at me, I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. We'll go straight over to Salford. Tell me a buffet, brother. What are you vaping on?
Believe it or not a lot. I'm on the gate as normal with my own tobacco in on the old Zealous. I've got my Odyssey with the Wasp Nano on, and I've got some of the King's Collection, the lemon. Oh God, that's so nice.
It's gorgeous, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not put it down since they did the review for it. I've got the Wasp Nano RTA.
Yeah.
And I've got some slow blow in that. That's the juice, really nice. Ordinary Vape Storm Puma. EQ with some salt nicking. And the recurve with the dead goat on top, and I've got some of my green slushy in that.
What's that dead goat like? What is it? Because I've not watched any reviews on it, because it's like a stock coil type RDA, isn't it? I know you can re-wick it, can't you?
That's a goat. This is the rebuildable deck and the different top cap.
All right.
With it, so just a build like that in.
Is it nice?
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's so easy to build on, of course. It really is, and the flavour is absolutely immense from it.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is. I love it. I love the normal cap on as well.
Yeah.
The stock coil ones. But I mean, you got to remember it was made for people who don't have the time to build, or just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
I don't know how to, and they can just screw it in and away they go. Not an idea that's not been about before, but it's really good. And I've still got the original coil that come with it, the first one, and it's still going strong.
Is it like a traditional coil, or is it a little bit more like a notch coil?
No, you just put your own coils in this one, but the normal one's just normal round wire.
Mm.
Yeah, nichromator. But it lasts for ages. I've not got the packet about, have I? Yeah, it's in here. And all I've done is burn it off and re-wicked it each time. But it's so easy as well for anybody, anybody who's not got the time or just doesn't know how to build.
Or old, like you.
See what I mean? He loves me really.
Fight!
He's blowing me kisses before Ada come on. Well, I don't know if you'd be able to see that. That's the actual decks that come with them.
Yeah.
The coils. That's been in it since the day I got it. All I've done is re-wick. Fantastic. And I had it on pre-order as well, so I got it right away before they actually hit the shops here.
Oh, brilliant.
It's very nice.
I shall have to get one.
Oh yes, do.
Is that the end of your buffet? Have we got a little bit more?
That's it. No, that's all I'm on. I said I wasn't on much.
We'll pass it over to the wonderful Mr. Coyley. What do you have?
I have. I'm saying I'm still on. I'm on the black Fatality M25. I didn't think I could get another one because I'd got the silver one, but I found some black ones down at a place in London, so I took a bit of a punt. I'd never dealt with them before, but absolutely love that Fatality M25. The flavour out of it is just absolutely fantastic. Sat on top of the G class, and in that I have. I really like this strawberry jam, just jam custard. Custard, which is really, really nice. I also have the Orion Q pod with Dinner Lady, which that's all I ever vape in Nick Salt's.
Oh, the lemon tart.
Lemon tart, Nick Salt's.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not particularly cheap, but it's just, and it lasts me for ages, so I really like that. Also, Ever the Optimist Rebirth on top of the Topside Dual, and in there I have Peanut Butter and Jam Monster, which I thought I'd try. I've seen it's a limited edition.
But how does it taste?
It's a bit.
What's the peanut butter like?
Meh.
Does peanut butter spoil it?
No, I like the peanut butter. It's just a bit. I thought I was expecting a bit more of it. There's not enough strawberry out of it. I don't think. It's lacking a bit. But I've only just got it. Well, I'm saying I only just got it. I got it. I'm going to get it Thursday, so before the Easter weekend. So the Nick shop went in on Thursday. I started vaping it on Saturday, I think.
So the jam is muted then.
Yeah, it just needs a bit more time. And finally, I am on the Copper Dreamer with the Dead Rabbit and the Copper Challenge cap on top of that, which had a bit of a dilemma. So I was cleaning it tonight before I came on the show and couldn't work out why the top wouldn't come off, but the top doesn't come off.
Will you clean mine, please?
Yeah, ultrasonic cleaner, absolutely brilliant. And somebody said tomato sauce apparently cleans copper mets as well.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Does.
All brown. Yeah, all brown.
Yeah, and in that OG King's Custard, that's my Met juice. Absolutely love it. And that's it. That's all I've got.
We'll go over to the chat. Just one from Ross Vegas 7. Nice to see you, brother. Thanks very much for all the support you give us all. Got some of that shock e-liquid Simon suggested last week. Lovely stuff. Thanks, mate. Aidan, you're a legend. Salford, you're a funny dude. Great show, boys. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, buddy. Let's just go through who we've got in chat. We'll have to go to the top. We've got the Salford Vapor. Nice to see you join us. We've got Bill Richards. Thank you, brother. Always nice to see you. We've got Orion's Braces. Love you loads, Alan. Not long, bro, and I'll be seeing you. We have got, how would you say, Bill Richards. Horsham Heating. Always nice to see you, bro. Divloy, nice to see you, mate. Hope you're okay. We've got Ebby Vapes. We've got the Bobster in. Manic Stereo. Nice to see you. We've got Village Vapor. Again, not long. Betty. All my love. Manic Stereo, I've said that. Lethal, have a good one, brother. Have a great show. Don't forget to check out Lethal's show. I think it's at 12 o'clock tonight, I think. I think he's had to move the time across for a little bit later on. Gary, 1872, nice to see you, brother. We've done Betty. Gary, I've done Gary. Shane Foster, nice to see you. I'm hoping I don't miss anybody out. Vapor Smurf, nice to see you. There's just a load of chat in there. Puffin Billy, always nice to see you as well.
Did you say Mark Nature Vape? Who said Mark?
Pud Puffs, Nature Vapes, Ian Morgan. We've got quite a lot in chat, haven't we? Martin Buckley, yo. We've got MBK, Sarah Collins. We've got quite a lot. Chris Doyle, always nice to see you as well. The Vapor Scotsman. Subaru Nerd Vapes as well. I think I've got everybody. If I have missed you, I am so sorry.
Gaily Bops has just joined.
Gaily Bops, big love. Stuart, big love as well. Vapor Smurf. Alfred Vapes as well. Always nice to see everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. Right, what am I vaping on? We've got the Vaptio ET review for that coming out this week. Really nice, I really do like it. Selfish Apple, which is really nice as well. The Forbidden.
Shellfish.
Selfish, yeah, it's a new brand.
Shellfish.
They actually sponsored Vape Jam.
Oh, right.
They're so confident in it. that they think you're going to keep it to yourself and be selfish.
Yeah, be very selfish.
I thought you said shellfish.
Shellfish. We've got the Infinite from Joytech with the Steam Crave Glass RTA version 2. I'm absolutely loving this. And in that, I have got some cookies by Rochford Project. Make sure you get some Rochford Project. You need it in your life. Clouds for days. Clouds for days. Even blacked my camera out, that did. We've got the Vape Gearbox review for that. Will be either out tonight or it'll be out tomorrow afternoon. I've got some bits to finish off on it. It all depends what time we get done here. In that, I've got it's the RDSA, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah. From Steam. Look at that. I know it's got a little bit of a hangover, but it's actually cool.
Or overhang. And your vaping, it's probably got a hangover as well.
It's got a hangover. It had a bit of vodka in it last night, I think. And we've got some Black Vine, which is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous flavour off of these. We've got the VX. Is it VX or XV? It's one of them. 200 from Orgs Vape with their dual throwawayable tank, as you know as I say. And in that, I have got some strawberries and cream. Last but not least, we have got the Kelpie. It arrived today, all wicked up and all done. Really, really nice. I've got that on the Snow Wolf.
So jealous.
200 watt plus. Yeah, I'm loving the drip tip and all.
Would there have been a Scotch tune with that, like the Sky Song or something coming?
Pardon?
Wouldn't there have been a Scotch tune with that?
That's Irish, isn't it?
That sounded a bit Irish.
Well, I am a bit Irish. But yeah, I've got the Kelpie, which I'm really glad to get. Very simple to wick, very easy to coil up. I didn't have that much trouble because I'm not the greatest of coilers. Yeah, on the old Snow Wolf 200 watt plus, it's still going touchscreen. I love that mod. And in that, I dug this out, Volt from Team Ezo. Finishing that off.
What's the flavour profile?
What of the Ezo? It's a lemon. Electric Sucker Punch, this one is. This is a lemon. It's like a sweet lemon, it is.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's really nice, that.
So I've got 2 bottles of that, but everybody said it wasn't very nice, so I've not even tried it yet.
Yeah, really nice.
Well,
I did a review for it.
You need to send one to me so I can try it.
I'll send you one, Salford. I'll drop you one off.
There's nothing like cheek.
Gaily Box has reminded everybody, do turn to live chat. I was watching the show the other day and I was still in the top chat and I missed loads.
And Ryan's Braces just said we've got 50 watching and only 14 likes.
Come on, stick them thumbs up.
Now.
Come on, guys, thumbs up.
It helps us. It helps the show.
It does.
Right, we've gone through some news and some bits and bobs, haven't we? But there isn't actually anything really happy.
There's not it. Do you know? When I was looking through the news today, I just thought there's the vaping industry doesn't do itself any favours because all you see all the time is bad news. This is bad. This is crap. This has got rubbish in it. It's all black and dark and bleak and miserable.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Like Bury then.
Eh?
A bit like Bury then.
Bit like Murray.
Not quite
like
as bad as Salford.
It's getting to the point where there's just no sunshine.
We need some sunshine.
Well, just around the corner though.
There has been some happy news. I haven't managed to kill a computer this week.
That is happy.
It's always good news.
It's yeah. I'll tell you what, there is some good news though, is the Expo is just around the corner. I am so looking forward to the Expo. I'm hoping there is some bad news though, and I don't know if anybody's read it today. No TVP.
Yes, I read that.
Which is rather sad. I think the world of him being there. It's going to be a bit sad without him being there.
Yeah, I must admit I was looking forward to meeting him again. So.
It's obviously Gaily Bops is going to be. It's like we've got the old crew back together again from the network. A lot of them are going to be there. I don't think we've all been together since the last May one, I think, because I wasn't there in October. So it's going to be ace just having us all back together again.
I'm looking forward to meeting people again. I'm looking forward to. I've never met Gail, so I'm looking forward to meeting Gail. I've talked to Gail lots online, but I've never met her in person yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
She's exactly the same as what you get as you see on camera. To be honest with you, the majority of them are exactly the same as what you get on camera. Us as the lads, I don't know if you can get away with saying this anymore, but as the lads, we get looked after. So you've got like Mama Vapes, you've got Gaily Bops, you've got Bunny. They all sort of like look after you. They make sure you got water, make sure you're fed, make sure you're looked after, your stuff's all looked after. If there's any problems anywhere, which there never is, they normally sort it out, you know what I mean? So you are looked after a load there. Orion's Braces is going to be there, which is going to be great. Eat My BB is there as well. Village Vapor. So it's going to be absolutely jam-packed. I think there's a lot more staying at the Premier Inn than there was last year. Now, when we first ever went, me and Mark, people like Vic and Gail and all that stayed at the other Premier Inn, which was a little bit further away. And we stayed at the one where you could just like walk over. So there wasn't actually that many of like our side of the reviewers staying there. And then the year after, they stayed there, so it were a lot better. You all eat together, and well, you were there, weren't you, last time, Simon?
I was there, yeah. I'm doing the same this year. I was going to go down Thursday this year, but I've changed my mind now. I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday. Well, Friday, drive up Friday morning, and there all day Saturday, and a bit of Sunday as well, and then back again. So.
Well, what's going to be really good is obviously next Wednesday it'll be our final show before Expo, so we'll be doing like an Expo special. I have got my brother booked in to come onto the show, the wonderful Solo Yomi. We'll be giving you all your tips on what you should be taking and what you shouldn't be taking to Expo. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I just can't wait for it. Simon, are you going to be looking for anything to buy-in wise? Are you looking?
No, I went down with the same thing last year. I wasn't going to buy anything, and then when I get there, I'll just get shiny out of every stand that I go past. So I desperately wanted the Rebirth last year, but they'd all gone by the time I got there. So really disappointed because they must have all gone on the Friday. I think what you had. So that was anything that I was looking for last year, and. This year, no, there's nothing in particular that I'm ready. There's not a lot that's sort of excites me at the minute. I'm waiting for the Rebirth RTA coming out, and that's it. There's nothing really that apart from me Kelpie that's on pre-order, and I'm desperately waiting for that to drop on the door, mate.
Well, I was talking to you two before. Paul McCartney, we were going to actually do like an unboxing ourselves and do just like an hour show, quick, wicking it and all that, and just saying what we thought of it. But his went to Italy. Mine went to Germany, and because of obviously the bank holiday, it was sort of delayed. He got delayed in Germany, and he's got delayed in Italy. He's actually still in Italy.
Oh.
You'd have thought they'd have actually sent it all the same way. You know what I mean? And I think MF got his a day earlier than we got it.
Yeah, Mike had his up early on Facebook, didn't he?
Yeah, so he got his before us. We got it the day after.
I suppose it depends on the flights, doesn't it? What they can send out, what they can book them on to get them across.
Well, a lot of these companies deal with they're like shippers. They deal with it all, so they just give them and they send them out with the cheapest way they can do it.
Yeah.
I honestly don't understand a lot of these logistics. I've seen I had a coiler that was destined for Canada, ended up in Portugal and Germany before it ended up in Canada about 3 months later. Absolutely bonkers.
I've sent stuff over to the US and it's took like 3-4 weeks to get there.
It's not quick.
Yeah, it's just strange how it gets shipped out. Yeah. But yeah, Chris got his today. I think my brother got his as well today. So I think a number of reviewers. I see Jason. So yeah, this will be tested over this week, and then we'll be getting the review out for it.
Katie Bops is asking if Louise and Jan are coming out.
Jan's going, but my wife's not. We couldn't get a babysitter. Louisa's sister's just had a baby, so her mum's helping Louisa's sister out. So we haven't really got a babysitter for that. But Jan's coming with Mark. I'm on my own, but I'll be hanging around with Mark and Alan, and I'll be with Paul McCartney and all you lot. So I'm not really on my own. Nice to see you, IVC. Yeah. So and obviously I'll be there with Simon. And your wife's coming as well, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
I keep saying it's my birthday on the Friday, so.
It's your birthday on the Friday, which we'll have a couple of beers for you.
That'll make him 2 years older than me, then.
2 years older than me. My arse.
Thank you, Gaily Bops. You know I need looking after. You know what I'm like. So, are we going to get into this bad news then?
Yeah, I suppose we better had, haven't we?
First of all, we want to apologise because we did look for other news, but unfortunately there is. Which one are you doing first?
The health authority one, because that was the most recent one.
The toxins.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody does see any interesting news stories, please feel free to that you want to discuss in the show. Please feel free to put them in the group, and we'll put them in the show, especially happy ones.
Yeah. Right, screen's up.
Jolly good. Right, so first one is this actually came on the radio when I was driving to Bury yesterday, and I about drove into the Central Reservation. I was that. Are you polishing your Easter egg?
I am, yeah. Ball patch on top.
He's drinking his own piss as well.
Polishing your egg could have meant anything, couldn't it?
That's what you do before the show. But so this one was
about.
this was on the radio when I was driving over to Bury yesterday morning, and it just drove me absolutely nuts. I was so cross. I've not heard it on anything else. I listen to Magic Radio when I'm driving over, so I can listen to something all the way across. But anyway, health authority ignoring evidence on harmful effects of e-cigarettes. It's a really long story, but I'll sort of pick out the appropriate bits. A leading health professor has accused Public Health England (PHE) of ignoring mounting evidence on the harmful effects of e-cigarettes. Martin McKee, Professor of European Public Health at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, said the UK was out of step with other parts of the world when it came to messages around the safety of vaping. He said San Francisco had adopted a sensible policy in moving to ban e-cigarettes until their health effects are fully evaluated by the US government. The US had also launched a drive to warn teenagers of the danger of nicotine addiction from vaping. Professor McKee's comments were echoed by Dr. Aaron Scott from the University of Birmingham, who urged caution over e-cigarette use after his research showed they damaged lung tissue. He said
I showed the toxin one, which was about.
Oh no! I said the health authority one first.
I said, do you mean the toxin one? And you went, yeah. But don't worry about it. We keep going. They're both sort of like mingle into one, really.
Yeah. So he said the nicotine in e-cigarettes is not a harmless drug, and then there are all these other things such as flavourings that are inhaled. We haven't had the e-cigarettes long enough to know the true effects, but when we look at the evidence we do have, there is enough ground for serious concerns. Given the short side effects on lung function, cardiovascular effects, there is enough evidence to say we should be very careful. PHE has campaigned for cigarette smokers to switch to e-cigarettes and said they're 95% less harmful than tobacco smoking, a figure disputed by many health experts, including Professor McKee. And it goes on and on and on, talking about all the data, the number of teens that are vaping, and so on and so on and so on. But again, it just feels for me it's.
If that was true, wouldn't most of us that have got COPD and what have you be wheezing away and not being able to breathe properly when we can breathe much better? No, if it was doing that sort of damage, we'd be worse, wouldn't we? It won't be better.
Exactly.
It's better. We're not. It's not a mass illusion. It's not all in our heads that we're better because we're vaping.
The thing is, it sort of says that the UK is out of step with the rest of the world, but the UK is probably leading the research into e-cigarettes.
It is.
And for me, it just feels totally irresponsible. And I said the first point that I saw it was in this, is it the Shropshire Star? Because I had to look on the internet. When I heard it on the radio, I had to go and find it on the internet. When I was sat in the car, as soon as I got there, looking through the web on my phone, trying to find it. And this was the only story that I could find. Then it filtered to ITV, then it filtered to Sky News, and so on and so on. But it's just, again, it's just sticking out another message. And we've always said we don't know what the long-term effects are. And whilst we don't know the long-term effects at the minute, vaping is safer than smoking. Cancer Research UK have done the research. PHE are recommending it. There's other bodies that have done research on it. It really winds.
Well, it's sort of the other one that we were going to talk about, which is the Harvard one, which again goes into it. That was released today. And that was basically saying that they found harmful toxins in it, which are like mold, connected to mold. They found it in so many e-liquids that they've tested. Also, other stuff in the actual pod systems. Now, this was the same actual professor who found out about diacetyl being in some e-liquids. Now, the amount that was actually in them was not harmful.
No, there's 200 times more in a cigarette.
Yeah.
But we're breathing in mold, spores, and everything else all the time.
Yeah.
So they're just looking for an excuse, aren't they, on something?
It's whatever they can do. The one thing, so I started to try and look and find some more out about this Professor McKee, whatever he's called, but he's very big in the World Health Organization, and it just smacks of somebody just trying to come in and cause waves and just not vaping again a bit more.
Now, Alan will be able to tell you in chat, Ryan's Braces, and I can't remember the exact who it was, NV something. What it was basically, they was looking for vapors, and they wanted to test them. They wanted to do. They were going to do a study, and they were just sat there. And Alan might be able to remind me in chat what it actually was. They were looking for vapors to actually do tests on.
Right.
And I think they should maybe come to us reviewers.
But a real life person living with living cells is different than cells being cultured in a lab. You know what I mean? So, it just doesn't gel with me at all, some of the stuff that they come out with. If the cultured lung tissue in the lab is not like within a person, is it?
Ryan says it was Nottingham Uni what they wanted to do the actual study.
Yeah.
But it's something that we've spoke about before. It'd be nice for them to actually get hold of us. The people who are vaping a hell of a lot. We probably vape more than the average person vapes anyway.
Yeah.
It still comes down to this thing, doesn't it? That vaping, whether it is 95%, even if it's 90%, it doesn't matter. It's still 90% safer than smoking.
Yeah, of course it is.
Even if it's 50%, it's 50% safer than smoking. It's got to be a better thing, and why people just need to stick the neb in and just create drama and more. Just going back to this bad news thing, it's the same thing. It's clickbait. Let's just cause a bit of an argument, and because it's WHO, you don't know what this guy's ulterior motive is, do you? There's maybe an agenda that he's got behind what he's saying, rather than just
a nice big wad in his back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's a director of this.
They do it all the time. They do it all the time, don't they? With nicotine. Oh, it rises the heartbeat for so long. Well, so does caffeine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think caffeine is obviously the same as nicotine, really. It's a stimulant.
They're both the same. They're both stimulants. Yeah. Both the toxins in very high doses, but it'd have to be massive doses. They really are.
Obviously, is nicotine more addictive than caffeine?
I wouldn't know, because when you think of nicotine addiction and they talk about smoking, what they don't ever mention is the other chemicals in there that make you addicted to the nicotine, that make you want to smoke more. When we're vaping and we've just got nicotine, we don't got them other chemicals making us want to vape more. So it's one of them, innit? If there was none of them other chemicals in, would it be so addictive as a smoker?
That's it. I remember, thanks for being a good girl, Liz, you're a star. I remember as well, but before, I think it were actually foreign cigarettes were the first ones to put on that were actually carbon monoxide in it. I remember when you used to get a packet of cigarettes, it didn't have carbon monoxide written on it.
No, there was nothing on it. There was what was a health one.
I remember buying cigarettes abroad and then looking at them thinking, oh, there's carbon monoxide on it.
Yeah. But it's this whole same thing that they were coming out last week, weren't they, about the bacon and processed meats and things like that. You can't eat that, and you can't eat salt, and you can't eat this, and you can't do that.
Well, we've done that with everything, haven't we? 1 minute it's eat eggs, next minute it's don't eat eggs. It's always the same. everything that they say is going to give you cancer, you'd never eat a drink, would you?
No, you won't have anything. And it's normally the Daily Mail that comes out with it, isn't it?
Oh well, you've got to believe everything in that.
In the Daily Mail, yeah.
But this is the other thing I was reading through. It was quite interesting actually, because I looked. This story was in. The other story that I'd had, the Harvard one, was actually in the Sun today. And I don't read the Sun, but this story was in the Sun, the Irish Sun, the Independent.
You read that back to front.
The Daily Mail. So that was the 4 main newspapers that this Harvard story was in. But then when you sort of read, there's a section at the bottom of the Sun newspaper, and it's got like a bar, and you can scroll along all the vaping stories. And the Sun, you can see it: bad story, good story, bad story, good story. All like the vaping stuff. There's no consistency with the.
I've sort of found that out though. We were like all the time that I've been doing this and doing shows. We've had it where we'll have like a week or 2 weeks of really good stuff. It's right nice to see Health England coming out, all this other bits and bobs, and then all of a sudden you'll see it. You can sort of feel the big pharma and tobaccos going, oh, there's too many good stories coming out about vaping. We'll stick a load of scaremongering stuff out there.
Yeah.
And it's fake news.
I wish we were watching Top of the Pops the other night, and we were saying you could look at the old days in the 80s when everything was just you lived your own life, you did your own thing. All right, there was, I think that was a time when the C&D and things were around like that. But now you just can't do anything. You cannot live your own life. Somebody has to butt in. Somebody has to have a downer on whatever you're doing. It's constant all the time. I mean, you look at all this. I have nothing against this environment, whatever it is down in London at the moment. They're well within the right to protest, but let's just try and get things in perspective. Let's just not try and bring everybody onto your way of thinking. People have got their own ways of thinking about things, doing things, and let people get on with their own lives, do their own thing.
Yeah, people's opinions seem to be more because it's their own instead of taking other people's opinions as well. Andy Summerfield was saying there, back in the 50s, cigarettes were used for dieting and recommended for that by doctors, apparently.
Yeah, doctors' adverts was on telly.
Yeah.
I remember when I was little, my GP sat behind, I think I mentioned this the other week, sat behind his desk with a pipe. Yeah. My granddad was a pharmacist. He used to be dispensing tablets while he was smoking.
Yeah. My GP used to be sat there with a fag hanging out of a gob telling you not to smoke.
Yeah.
If you died of cancer.
Yeah.
As Gailey Bob says there, we are the converted. And we don't get, obviously, a lot of people who don't vape watching these sort of shows. And it's that message of getting the advocacy out there of saying, don't always believe everything that's in the paper. Because, obviously, there's all this fake news that's been proven that they're putting out there. It's now the same. I don't want to jump onto the Brexit thing, but if you notice, like, the adverts that are coming out now, you won't be able to use your mobile phone abroad and you want your passports and all this stuff. Scaremongering.
Yeah.
How will it affect you? Now, they spent 9.5 million when they first wanted to come out on leaflets.
Yeah.
Saying about how bad it would to be leave. They didn't spend 9.5 million on the ones saying how good it would be to leave.
No.
Yeah, you just brought. I was just saying, you just brought up an interesting point. I forgot what the hell I was going to say. Oh yeah, you brought up an interesting point there, which is the amount of people that are either smokers or non-smokers that say to me, you shouldn't be vaping, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, and telling me that what's wrong with vaping and why I shouldn't be doing it. Yeah. I don't go to well, in particular smokers. I don't go to smokers and say you shouldn't be smoking and vape. You shouldn't be smoking. I don't try and brainwash people into vaping. If somebody asks me about it, I'll tell them and I'll help them. But I don't try and batter their ear holes and say you shouldn't be smoking. You shouldn't.
You get that thing though, don't you? Of oh, it's bad for you. That they don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
They don't know what's in it.
T-shirt on. Don't smoke. Start vaping.
Yeah.
That's what I've got.
Yeah.
But we don't go and batter people's ear holes, do we? We don't go on demonstrations saying you shouldn't be get rid of cigarettes.
People have probably heard this one before about the guy in the 80s, in his 80s that come over to me with a fag hanging out his gob telling me that's going to kill me. And when he started losing the argument, when I tried to start educating him, he said, and you shouldn't have a dog in the flats.
I love stuff like that. He's lost that argument, so what he's going to do is now he's going to pick on your dog.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have a dog in the flat. No, but it is like Gail said. We are the converted people, and I just like we've said week in week out, and we say it all the time. It's just been nice for him just to draw a line under it and say, look, we want to test people who are actually using these products all the time, not just do some half-hearted test in a laboratory. Well, they never actually publicised the results on the percentages, did they? It was like that diacetyl. They didn't actually unless you go digging for it, they don't tell you in the papers, do they?
It's in it, and it's dangerous and all that crap, yeah. But what would be nice, seeing that the UK's supposedly leading the way with it, is for each region to have a test on people who are long-term vapors, you know, and get an all UK or all the UK regions tested, and then see what it actually is, how it's affected us.
The gentleman who actually did that toxin thing also did a report about 6 months previous about how bad it was for normal people just breathing the air.
Yeah. Especially if you live in a city and they're roads like me.
And he was saying on that as well was that was affecting old people with their like COPD and all stuff like that.
Yep.
So do we now ban buses?
Yeah, because
trucks and cars, you can't have all them on the road.
Yeah. Well, one of the reasons they got rid of lead, wasn't it? It was because even the plants at the side of the road was full of bleeding lead toxins.
Yeah. Well,
you're breathing in.
They were painting that on cots and stuff, and kids were chewing it, weren't they?
Oh yeah. You used to have lead paint on everything. Yeah, I did that myself.
Yeah. That's why you lost your hair.
I tell you what, lead paint weighs a bloody ton as well. It does compared to normal paint.
Wait, asbestos as well.
Yeah.
How much do you think of it is sort of based on people being frightened to death, whether it be governments or whoever being frightened to death of actually being sued? So if they say that vaping's all right, and 10 years down, they're frightened that 10 years down the line someone's going to say, well, actually it wasn't, and now we're going to sue you.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that. What happened in America, that's why they got the master agreement, haven't they? You know what I mean? But yeah, I suppose it could be that, really.
But you see, this is the world that we're living in, isn't it? Now, I mean, if I take responsibility, if I vaped and it turned out to be something that was bad, I smoked for 30 years. So if I die of cancer because I smoked, I'm not going to go and sue the government. It's my own stupid fault. Yeah. I chose to smoke.
That's what I was saying all along. We knew what it's taught you in school, even when I was at school. You know, when they had slate, you know, right on a bit of chalk.
I thought you had wax things and quills when you were at school, Salford.
No, I was being good then. It was actually clay. It was really uniform. We was even taught then how bad it was, and shown the tar through bloody piece of bloody tissue.
Yeah.
It was taught then. So, and this is before warnings come on packets. So we've all been taught. We've all known the dangers of it.
Yeah.
But it's never stopped us, has it?
No. Andy Summerfield was just saying that. It says, Simon, just look at original Coke. You have to pay a bloody tax on it now, and you can only get smaller bottles now. I want full fat Coke. It tastes nice. I hate the taste of Diet Coke. We went to Pizza Hut for my son's birthday a couple of weeks ago, and you cannot buy full fat Coke out of the machine now in Pizza Hut. You can only get diet drinks. There was nothing in that Pizza Hut that wasn't a diet drink. It was all diet drinks.
Because obviously
I drink diet drinks.
They've got to put a large amount on it. Now, the thing is, it's supposed to help against obesity. That's the whole point, isn't it?
The sugar tax in it.
Yeah, but it's really not. It's not helping. They're not then putting that money towards helping obesity. Then stopping, you know, like these modically genetic foods and stuff like that. Not then going. And I made this point on the show. You can go to say Aldi, and 4 apples is about £3.50, or 6 apples is £3.50. You can then go and buy a pack of 4 Mars bars for £1.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to eat healthy, your budget just goes absolutely sky high. You want to have all these apples, bananas, and everything like that. You're paying through the roof for them. I'm not saying go out and buy Mars bars instead, but I'm saying why isn't then that sugar tax offset to fruit and veg and stuff?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not good in their coffers.
We're a bit traditionalist. We always have fish on Good Friday. So I went to Morrison's to buy some fish, and I bought a piece of cod. And for what I paid for that piece of cod, which is obviously healthy, I could have gone and bought 6 boxes of fish fingers.
Yeah.
So about 60 fish fingers I could have bought for the same price as that piece of healthy cod.
It's the same as this, you know, the carrier bag sort of put on stuff. I'm quite happy for the carry bag, because obviously plastics is a massive problem at the minute, obviously with the ocean and all that, and I totally agree with it all. Why don't they do it the other way? Why, instead of you having to pay for the plastic bag, now if you don't bring a plastic bag, then yeah, you've got to pay for it. But if you bring your own plastic bag, they should then say to you, right, we'll knock, for every bag you bring, we'll knock 10 pence off your shopping.
Who does that? There's one of the supermarkets does that, isn't there?
I don't know.
Is it? I can't remember. I know Morrison's. If you get your shopping delivered through Morrison's,
Yeah, and you give them bags back.
they'll give you. I think is it like 5p a bag? They'll give you something back for your
They
plastic
take
bag.
it away, don't they, and recycle it.
No, they'll recycle them. I'm sure Morrison does like a. When we were kids, you used to get your glass bottles. You used to take your glass bottles back to the shop, and you used to get whatever it was, 5p back for your glass bottle.
For your Stuart was saying you can get 5 apples for 99p. I've got Tesco's, but mine's one of them one-stops. Which again, that really annoys me. I don't know about anybody else in chat. It so annoys me, these one-stops. The price is what you pay in a normal Tesco's, because they class that as a convenience store. They charge you double or an extra 50 pence on them.
Yeah.
How bad's that? The government should stop it.
You see that on the
Paying for convenience.
You see that on the other week on the railway stations down south. Was it Greggs and Costa or something like that? I think they'd gone in, and the price of a Greggs. So outside this railway station there was a Greggs outside. I can't remember what it was they bought. Was it a pasty or something like that? And the pasty in the shop outside the station was something like £1. Inside the station it was like £1.89. Something ridiculous. It was nearly twice the price just for being in the railway station. Yeah. And they've been told they've got to stop it now because it's not on. They say it's all down to rent. It's all down to rent. The guy that runs the sort of shops in all the stations said no, it isn't. They're not paying any more rent in the station. They are paying in wherever.
We all know, and I see now. We all know that as well, and I bang on about this, which is the school holidays. It absolutely winds the out of me. They can then just like whack the prices up massively just because the kids are off school. I just think it's just so bad. Again, the government endorse it, let it happen, and it's just not right.
Theoretically, if you have, I mean, it's business, and it's right. I mean, they've all these anti-competition laws, but theoretically, if you go and buy something in bulk, i.e., you're getting lots, you usually get it cheaper, don't you?
Yeah.
But that doesn't work for holidays. If you got lots of people going on holiday, they put the price up.
Yeah.
For me, that's wrong. Because the schools now are it's criminal to take kids out of school during term time. They're onto a winner. So and there's nothing that you can do about it.
But instead of them actually looking, and it's like this. There's a lot of kids. The wanting you to, if you're not getting 99%. Now, when I was a kid, if you were poorly, you were kept off school. Not only because you were poorly, it was also so that other kids didn't get it. So now you've got to send your kid to school with whether a cough, cold, or whatever, which then just passes all the way around to everybody else.
Yeah.
I remember so many years back, they had that like a neurovirus or something like that, one of the sick viruses.
Yeah.
And they had to shut the entire school down because that's what they'd done. One kid had got it, they sent him to school, sent it all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like the bloody snow thing as well, isn't it? Sorry, I'm getting on a right rant now. But
We're on a rant.
We have a lot of country schools out here, so they're all set out in. My wife used to be a teaching assistant just down the road, but it's a real tiny little country road, and they wouldn't shut the school. It had to be like arse deep in snow before they'd shut the school down.
Well,
so you've got all these kids, parents, and everything else all travelling through this snow and ice and everything else just to get to the school because they've told they've got to do.
Yeah, that's the opposite to here in Greater Manchester, because if you get 2 centimetres in Greater Manchester, they tell you not even going to come here to work.
Well, you're going to look at it. Our railway system, you get a light dusting and all railway just stops.
Oh, yeah, that does here as well. Even if it's got a few leaves on the line.
Yeah. Right, everything's all delayed. Is it me as well? I know we're just rolling on subjects. Is it me, or is trains even worse now?
Well, they are. Well, yeah, but are they? Because this is one. So I'm not a big Labour supporter, but they're all going back for nationalising the railways, aren't they? Yeah. Saying, because they're all saying, the railways are shit now. The railways are rubbish. They're all delayed. They're all this. They're all that. But then actually, when you look back at the old days of British Rail,
it was then.
They're that good when British Rail was in charge.
I use trains a hell of a lot when I was younger, and I feel that they were a lot better than what they are now. Now, obviously, a lot of companies that bought the railways were all foreign companies, but there was not building trains. So the government then had to put a subsidy to these people who had bought the trains, never kept them up to a standard and wasn't building new ones. So then the government were having to prop these other companies up that bought the train system, who were abroad.
Yeah, well, that happened with most privatisation of industries, didn't it? You know, they got bought up by French companies and what have you. It's, you know, half your water's owned by abroad.
Yeah. Half your trains, your electricity, your gas and all that, they're all companies abroad. And they're getting subsidies from the government because they're not running them right. So if they do bring it back to national, maybe it'd be run a bit better. But then again, you never know with these that are set there. Just staying on the train sort of thing as well. There was talk not long back about being able to bring back a carriage where you could vape on it.
I would have that. I used to use the train a lot when I was a smoker, and albeit it was nice to be able to smoke, by Christ, did you stink when you came out of that carriage at the other end?
It was dripping yellow off at walls.
Yeah.
And there was always a back two carriages.
Do you think it'd be a good idea?
Can you imagine it?
Why not?
And you'd have to have really good air conditioning, wouldn't you? Or really good extractors in it, wouldn't you? You just haven't got
That's
visions.
like the old trains that had like the bus windows that you just pulled across a little bit, and then everybody behind you got a blast of air.
I've just got visions of this train carriage just full of loud as you
Clouds coming out. Somebody on the bridge going,
Yeah.
got rid of all steam engines.
Thomas is on his way.
Yeah.
You can imagine that though, getting everybody with like a big set of tanks and everybody's blowing clouds and that'd be vapey. It'd be, you know, them doors open, shoo, like that.
But can you imagine everybody on that carriage that was vaping would all be talking to each other? Can you imagine the conversations that you'd have been having in that carriage?
Yeah, but wouldn't it be a bit like in the Expos when they said, "Hey, everybody," they all go,
Cloud, yeah.
they're all coming out the windows.
The other thing as well, you know what vapors are like? Everybody be trying everybody else's vape as well, wouldn't they? It'd be passed around like a hashish pipe, whatever it's called. Here, I'll try that. Hey, have you tried that? What flavour you on? That smells nice.
See, that's in that thing. So when you go around the expos, you go around with your disposable drip tips, don't you? But if you go into your local vape shop, everybody's, I'll try that. There's no disposable drip tips or anything like that.
Do you know the ones at Expos, what really annoy me, because you end up looking a right prat, is them ones that haven't actually got anything. And they've just got like a little bit that sticks up and you've got to go press it and then go. So you end up looking a right pillar because you're pressing this button and you wait because it doesn't come out straight away. So after the time you've dragged in so much, you've only got a little bit left to actually try and get a bit of vape in. So you've already set off sucking. Leave it there, kids. And you started off sucking and then it comes out and you go... You just look a pillock. Can you imagine the bloke sat there just watching everybody going...
I'm going to follow you around at this expo with a camera and take photographs of you sucking
good.
on these. Yeah.
I want to see it. I don't want to pretend to suck it. I want to suck it. I want the feeling in my mouth.
And then you get thrown out.
Yeah, the new inventions and stuff like that. Do you find as well in bricks and mortar stores as well nowadays, there's not that many... Because when I first started going into bricks and mortar stores, you could try a hell of a lot of juice. Mm-hmm. Oh, can I try? Yeah, of course you can, yeah. They'd have a dripper on the go and whatever. There's not much of that now, is there?
No. The one here does still. They have a few Inican products set up with their juices in, and you ask for one and they'll give it you, from behind to try. Never mind.
Down there.
Your dirty mind then. From behind together there, didn't you? Well, give it you from behind.
Behind, yeah.
They normally do, but it's normally your wallet and
There was a few vape shops,
man.
few local vape shops I used to go that had all the massive counter with all the tanks set up with all the different juices in the tanks. But then that's in the days when you go back. I remember our local vape shop. There wasn't as many juices as there is now. I mean, there's so many different ones now. I don't think you could have that many flavours available to try. And that's the other thing. Like when you go up to the vape shop, you want somebody needs to invent something where you can like re-wick something immediately. You want something like a little rolling thing, don't you? So you can try.
So just pulls it across.
Yeah, roll it across, try a different one. Roll it across, try a different one.
I don't know about times you've been at Expo and you've actually gone to take a tank or something and you go and it's burnt, coil's burnt, or
yeah.
Oh, man. And the other ones as well is when you start getting to about Saturday afternoon at an expo, all the tanks have been mixed up, so nobody actually knows what flavour's in them. Oh, here, try a strawberry. It turns out that it's a coconut. They've all mixed up.
You easily led at Expo. I got at the Expo in October. I got some blackcurrant. Was it blackcurrant and licorice, which was really nice. When I tried, I don't know what the hell it was, but I tried it at the Expo. It was really nice. When I tried it when I got back home, it was awful, horrible stuff.
Well, the other thing as well, what juice companies do at Expo is that if it's a fruity juice, they'll have a fruit cocktail for you to have, or something to drink, or something to eat. So the first 2 expos that I went from, I got banned from dinner ladies for eating cakes.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I'm joking, really, but no, I kept eating the fairy buns.
I'm not saying anything. Fairy buns and you...
And the best one one of the stores were doing where you could have a drink, vodka and coke or whatever it was. So I went up, and everybody before me had got a double, went there. So I've pressed it up once, and then I've gone to get the second one, and the bloke went, whoa, 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 you could only have one, think of everybody else. I thought there was 10 in front of me that's had triples.
Just changing that and go back every 2 minutes.
Yeah. The best thing about it, I kept changing my t-shirt, turning my hat to the side, doing that. Can I have 12 bottles of bleach, please? Yeah, it was. So that's why juices taste a little bit better if you do take the stuff that they give you.
Well, you'd be tasting like that. I was not the one saying, really nice.
Well, towards the end of the Saturday, I was doing the run past the Vaporesso stand because they were giving out free champagne. So I used to go back there, and me and Mark were filling up on that. And then we'd pass that one, and then there were a couple of others giving beers out. Nice to see you, James.
So they went in sober and come out pissed.
Well, I probably turned up a bit tipsy, with me, from the night before. Actually, I was a pretty good boy up until the Saturday, and then we got absolutely trolleyed with Village, Andy Summerfield, Steve Dillygaff. We had a right beer. I was a bit sluttered.
Was you a bit?
But the thing is, I was a good boy because on the Thursday I didn't get drunk. Just had a few beers with Chris and everybody there, Bev, and on the Friday again I was pretty good. Went back pretty early so I could get there on the Saturday all nice and sprue. But so I were ready on the night time. I think I was still drunk in the morning when we had breakfast, weren't we?
Yeah. I missed out on a lot of the nights because I wanted to eat in the restaurant on the Saturday night, I think it was, and we couldn't because there was no room. It was either that or Aidan had eaten all the food already, so we wouldn't get the chance.
Thanks.
Picking on you now.
Yeah.
But so we ended up having to get a pizza and sit near the pizza in the room. Then I came back down, and that was when you were chatting to that bloke who was on his blind date.
Oh, he'd met 2 birds from Instagram.
Hmm.
And then when they actually met up with him, they didn't like him, did they?
Didn't like him. No. No, it turned out he wasn't their type, was it?
No. You was thinking of a word to say for lesbians, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was trying to be. Yeah.
And then at one point there, I thought you was going to say heat not burn. I'm thinking, well, that's not going to do with it.
Well, it was heat not burn, wasn't it?
He turned into my grandma, didn't he? When they can't say it and they have to whisper it.
Yeah.
Can't say the proper word. It's them. That's obviously the way the old set of people. Nowadays, you have to say everything right.
Yeah.
I was looking at his face and I'm thinking, you're going to say it in a second. You're going to say it in a second. Well, yeah, you were right, good giggle. They were absolutely leathered, these lads, as well, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
It would have really surprised us if you would have went minge munchers.
Yeah. We do apologise to any of them.
Yeah, we do. Nothing against anybody.
Well, I'm one of them anyway, so we're all right.
You're a lucky bugger then.
Yeah. I am married though. He doesn't have. Yeah, we'll leave that right there. Let's not take it all the way to the gutter. It's only 9 o'clock.
Let's move on.
You forgot the hand gesture. Hip Hop, nice to see you, brother. I'll be giving you a ring, mate. I was recording when you rang. So yes, next week we was supposed to have Mike Vapes on today, but he couldn't make it. So we will have him on probably after the Expo. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
We'll bundle him into. He's going to be an expert. He's
will, yeah.
There, isn't he? So we'll bundle him into the car and fetch him back up, force him on.
Well, you just get him a couple of beers. Mike's all right after he's had a couple of beers.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, a couple of vodkas and cranberry.
I was just going slightly back onto vaping, and I was just reading a message from.
What is this, a vape show?
Yeah, Manic Stereo. I printed out my first 3D printed mod for somebody else this week. I know I showed it live. I had a few issues with it, but he's got them sorted, got it all sanded off, and apparently it's looking nice now. So.
Well, when you come up, I was sat in chat, and I was going, there's no sound, and there's no you or nothing. So I waited for a while, and I just watching this mod go round and round, and I thought, I'd like one of them with a little bro on it. That'd be all right.
I'm going to have a practice because there was some issues with some of the curved edges, so I'm going to have a bit of a practice with it and try and get it a bit better. But I want to do a rainbow one.
Something about the fill material wasn't the right one, didn't you?
Yeah, well, you have support material, so it sort of props it up. So you could use PVA, which is water soluble stuff, or you can use sort of normal standard support, just the normal stuff, and snap it off. But I'm going to have a play around anyway. So I've always wanted to build my own mod. I've got a mod to make for somebody, which I've been need to do for a year, and I've got something to do for Mark at Nature Vape. I've got something to make for him. I've got so many things to do, and I'm just not getting the time to do it.
Is it? We have talked about this before. Is there anything in the pipeline for a Coily 2?
Yes, it's been done now.
It's been done.
It's been done. Yeah.
Exclusive.
It's in progress at the moment. Again, it's time, but it's on its way.
So that could be new for any sort of time scale on it?
Within the next 2 months.
Oh, brilliant. So we'll have it for this year.
Yes, absolutely.
You're not going to give away any secrets, are you?
Nope.
No.
Nope, nothing at all.
Yeah.
No. The quicker I can get it out there before China see it, the better.
The better, yeah.
So.
That's the thing, innit?
Hip Hop Juice says he hasn't still not had a response from you. You must be busier than him.
We struggle to get a response from Salford as well.
You know what? I did go and have a look at my emails, and I've had a problem with me the Salford Vapor email from October, believe it or not, and it's still not passing anything through to me. My mail collector's not picking it up from the mail server. So if it went there, it's never going to get to me. And the site's been down for 12 months now.
It's all been redirected to pat@thewalfordvapor.com now.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Self-cutting coily tool. That's what James said.
Well, you know, that there's something I would like to do. So
also, Eat My BB says, have you added a ruler to it?
No, and there's good reason for it, and you'll see when it comes out why.
They're all firing the questions out at you now. They're wanting to know. They're wanting to know.
Say nothing. Say nothing.
No.
So, Salford, what we'll do is we will go over to your lovely... I love playing this. There we go.
Oh, it's Salford's quote of the week.
Oh, she's so
What is your quote of the week?
Right, this one's quite apt as well. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today.
That's a good one, that.
Yeah, because we all piss about in our heads, don't we, with what happened yesterday. Taking up time that we shouldn't be doing. Live for the future, not for the past.
That's a really good thing. I was watching something on the news. Was it the news or the One Show, something like that? And they were saying that for people with anxiety, a houseplant is a really good thing to have. And the reason it's a really good thing to have is you buy something or you get this houseplant when it's sort of young and small, but it's giving you something to focus on, something that's going to develop in the future, something that you're looking ahead to. No, it was a really good thing.
Yeah.
An house plant.
Yeah, you look after them. You know, keep them content.
Bonsai maybe.
Yeah. Don't drown them.
I'm not a massive. I like tomato plants.
Okay, that's only because you like eating tomatoes.
Yeah, I love eating tomatoes. I love tomatoes with a bit
I
of
don't
salt
like tomatoes. I'm not a big fan of. Well, no, I don't like them. I'm not a big fan.
Grow some gardener's delight for yourself. Right, they're easy to grow. Grow them for yourself and try them. And if you've done it right, they'll be sweet and they'll be lovely.
Mm.
There'll be nothing like you get from the supermarket.
And the cheaper.
And cheaper, yeah. I used to love it. I used to have a big yard. I know I'm in a flat now. I used to have a big garden and big greenhouse. I used to grow everything basically, from my bedding plants right up to, aubergines. And there's nothing like growing your own and the taste of it. There really isn't. Just get yourself some Gardener's Delight. Nice cheap little packet in a grow bag, in back, and it'll be...
Well, we've got them hanging bags, and we yeah, very easy for me to say. And we had the tomatoes that hang over there. They were good.
Yeah. I just. There's something about tomatoes.
When you said hanging bag, I had this image in my head of my ex-missus.
Yeah. We'll leave that there, right there as well. Salford, what have you got coming up on your channel this week?
I've got to do that bloody diamond kit I've had from November. That I enjoy diamond must be done this week. If I don't do it, guys, come and kick me head in. I've got to get that out of the way. It's been sat there from November. I'm hoping to get the Kyling 2 out as well, probably weekend. And I've got a few other bits and pieces. And I've got some juice to do, of course. And I've got a few bits coming in as well that I hadn't had, that old stuff that Jay's Vape Reviews sending me in. So that's good.
Wicked.
And Lee, the lovely Lee McLaughlin, sending me the bombers to do as well. So because he says its flavour rivals the Shenray, so I've got to see whether it does or not. I've got a few bits and pieces coming in. I've got some gear I need to buy, of course. But yeah, there should be the diamond kit, which has been out. It's an old one. I bought it on the sale for 29 quid. And you know what? I keep on forgetting. I've got the Shogun kit as well, and I haven't even thought of that. I need to do that as well.
Yeah, it looks like it's busy.
I've got some gear to do, yeah. And I want to get the show up, the Friday late show that I used to do. I want to get that up this week as well.
Well, you're doing your afternoon show as well, aren't you? On yours at Opus 2 on a Monday, isn't it? Or 2 o'clock on a Monday?
2:30 on a Monday. 2:30 or 3:30. For those of us that are stuck at home normally, I know it was a bank holiday Monday this Monday, but we just had a nice little chilled, relaxing one on Monday, and it was quite fun. But I'll be back to Devil's Advocate stuff Monday.
Oh, lovely. Well, I've got both the Steam Craves to come up. I've got the ET coming up tonight or tomorrow will be the Gearbox from Vape Mon. And then I've got some other bits and bobs that I've got to get out as well, if I can get them out before Expo. Because this time, next week, we'll be finishing the show. I'll be getting all my stuff ready for us to go. Don't forget, next week, ladies and gentlemen, again from 8 p.m, we will have my wonderful brother, Solo Mon. We'll be doing all the Expo stuff and reminiscing of stuff that we've done before. Right, well, that comes to the hour. It has gone lovely and fast. Thank you so much to everybody. I will pass it over to Mr. Coyley first to say your goodbyes.
Yes, thank you so much to everybody in chat. As always, and as we always say, it wouldn't be a show without you. Been absolutely brilliant to watch, and as usual, I'm rubbish with chat, but I do try and read all the comments, and I even scroll back through the comments at the end of the show and have a look and see if I've missed anything. But thank you to everybody that's commented. Thank you to the wonderful Salford Vapor. And I think I've been fairly gentle with you again today.
You haven't. You picked on Aiden a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And to the wonderful Aiden, as always, for keeping things together, and to all the spanners as well for looking after everything in chat. Very much appreciated. So yeah, absolutely brilliant. Loved it. And I actually do. We said this last week, and I know it's nice having guests on, but I really do like when it's just the three of us, and it's so nice. It's like that pub environment, having a bit of a chat with everybody in chat as well. I really enjoy it, really do.
Over to the wonderful Salford.
Right, as Simon said, without you guys in chat, we don't have a show at all. Thank you to the spanners that's been in there, although we don't get a lot of problems. Massive thank you for Simon not picking on me so much and having a go at Aiden. That was really nice of him. But so without you guys, there's no show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Simon, and obviously, the guy who keeps it running, Mr. Yo, the The little bro there, over there.
Over there.
Over there.
It's not there.
No.
It's
That lovely little man over there.
You're there.
that little lovely man over there. Right, Aidan, of course. Me and Simon will probably be very quiet unless Simon's picking on me.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great show. Thank you from everybody in chat. I'd like to say thank you so much to these two guys. They keep everything running. They're absolute stars. I love them to bits. Thank you very much to all our spanners for keeping everything running lovely and smoothly. Don't forget, you've got Lethal Coil's show. I think it's either 11 or 12 o'clock tonight. Go and check out his channel. You'll be able to see what time it starts. Also, make sure you check us out next week. It is 8 o'clock. We'll have Soliomi on. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, you make the show. Thank you so much for supporting us. Make sure before you leave the door, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It does help. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, look after yourselves, and we will see you again. Outro time.
And don't forget the bitches on Friday night as well.
Oh yeah, don't forget the bitches Friday nights as well. 8 o'clock, I think it is, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
I normally catch it on the replay because I'm normally working.
I do.
So yeah, don't forget the bitches. Right then, good night.
Oh, jazz hands. I'm not doing jazz hands.
It's flaps.
It's a bear guy.